but I did want to go ahead and get this done this week, so we can get these Senate nominations through, uh, as we wrap up the session. The first nomination on your agenda is Senate nomination number 35 for Mr. Reed Hendon. I spoke to Reed again this morning. He is our representative on the Gulf Council, which provides the state's input on marine fisheries management, or rather, sorry, Gulf States Marine Commission, which is our member who provides input on marine and fisheries management. Those of us that have been on the coast know, are mostly all familiar with Reed. He worked for a long time at GCRL as a biologist there, and then recently moved over to NOAA and is in NOAA's office in Pascagoula. The peer report, the only note in the peer report is that he has not filed his statement of economic interest. I spoke with Reed this morning. He's going to go ahead and get that done, but there was no other derogatory information in the peer report. Are there any questions on Senate nomination 35? If none, motion?
Do advise and consent.
Motion is due and advising consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. That'll be reported out. The next Senate nomination that we have on the agenda is number 42. This is for Jonathan McClendon, who has been reappointed to the Mississippi Advisory Commission on Marine Resources. Mr. McClendon owns and operates Biloxi Shrimp Company and represents the commercial processors on the commission. He's, according to the peer report and his resume, he's been a very experienced processor. He's a member of the American Shrimp Processors Association as well as the Wild American Shrimp Processors Association. There again, Mr. McClendon, the peer report noted that he had not filed his statement of economic interest. I spoke with him this morning, and he has since filed his statement. There's some other what I see as more personal civil claims that Mr. McClendon had to deal with, and according to the peer report, those were all resolved in June of 2023. There was no other derogatory information in the peer report. After speaking with Mr. McClendon, I'm confident that he's a valuable member of the commission and look forward to his continued service. Are there any questions about Senate nomination number 42? Seeing none, a motion?
Do advise and consent.
Motion is due and advising consent. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. That Mr. Noted. Senator Seymour voted present. Otherwise, that nomination will be reported out. The next Senate nomination in your packet is Senate nomination number 43 for Mr. Cam Roberts. Cam has been on the commission, represents the recreational anglers on the commission. Again, he works as a general contractor and is part owner of Chandler Island Brewing Company, who in Gulfport. He also has to file his statement of economic interest, and I believe our committee assistant notified him of that, and he'll get that done before we bring him out to the floor. Otherwise, there is no derogatory information regarding Mr. Roberts in the peer report. Are there any questions on this nomination? Seeing none, a motion?
Do advise and consent.
Motion is due advising consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any present? That'll be reported out. Next one is Senate nomination number 75. This is for Matthew Mayfield from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, appointed to the Mississippi Advisory Commission on Marine Resources for the remainder of his term. Mr. Mayfield represents the commercial fishing sector. He is owner of Eagle Point Oyster Company, as well as a barbecue shop in Ocean Springs? In Ocean Springs.
Well, they have different places all.
Okay. Mr. Mayfield, I've I've had dealings with him personally from his time on the commission. I've found him always to be a forthright and a valuable member of the commission. And again, I think that he needs to file his statement of economic interest. So we'll go ahead and make sure he gets that done before we bring that appointment out on the floor. Are there any questions about this appointment?
Just comment.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Senator Wiggins.
Yeah, Matthew is, he won't mind me saying this. If you actually look at if you've seen the C Spire commercial,
Yes.
that's him. He's out on there, and his oyster companies, they're doing a real good job. That's an understatement with trying to get all that working in his brand. So I think it's an excellent appointment.
Great.
That.
Great. Thanks, Senator Wiggins. Any other questions? Senator Delano.
Yeah, it's just one comment. I just want to say that he has been a wonderful constituent of mine for a number of years. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Delano. Any other?
Hey, Mr. Chairman, can we please strike that from the record, please?
It'll stand. Senator Brumfield.
Does anyone know him personally? Need that.
It's coach.
Clear on that. Oh, okay.
It's coach stuff, Senator Brumfield. Thank you. Any other questions on this appointment?
All the economic interest statements will be filed before we take them up on the floor.
Yes, I've McClendon's filed his this morning. We'll make sure the other ones get done before we bring them out. Yes, sir. Thank you. See no further questions. Motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, based on Senator Brumfield's observations, I move that we do advise and consent.
Motion is to advise and consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any present? I hope we report out. Rise and report.